Support local business during Lincoln's Craft Beer Week, October 11th through the 18th. Great beer, cider, distillates, and more are made right here in Lincoln. For more info, visit lincoln.org/beer-week. Brought to you by Visit Lincoln. Remember to enjoy responsibly.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps. Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop! Woohoo!
Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
When the clock strikes 0 after every Nebraska football game, there's only one place to go for instant coverage. Tune in for the Husker After Party Postgame Show on 93.7 The Ticket for each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685 and hear quotes from the players and coaches, too. It's the Husker After Party Postgame Show, sponsored by Anderson Ford and Vinnie Krekak of State Farm Insurance. This is the Adam Carricker Show.
Position right of the quarterback, out of the shotgun, 1st and 20. Jailbreak screen in the air. It is tipped. It is intercepted by Carricker at the Missouri 21-yard line.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, 8-year NFL vet and All-American defensive lineman Adam Carricker.
Shotgun snap to Everidge. He's got the left arm going, and now he's got a whole lot of Adam Carricker who rips him down inside the 25-yard line.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Adam Carricker.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the Adam Carricker Show here on 93.7 The Ticket. All right, it's almost game day again, so we're going to dispense with the pleasantries. It's a loaded show. The fastest hour in radio is back. We're going to talk, is Nebraska going to be 5-1 come Saturday night? The Savannah Bananas are coming to Lincoln. Are you excited, Jake?
I'm pumped.
My 14-year-old daughter got excited about this. Her favorite time of the year, I swear to God, is the day after the Super Bowl because football's over. But, man, when she found out the Savannah Bananas were coming, she was excited. We're going to talk about that. Bill Belichick is yeah, we're going to talk about just Bill Belichick in general. No real reason, right, Jake? No news. Okay.
Yeah.
And then college football's crazy, insane weekend. It's a loaded slate. Like, it is crazy, the college football games this weekend. All right, real quick. The Adam Carrick Show is sponsored by our good friends at Suizo Construction, where safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Suizo is hiring skilled craftsmen, concrete workers, steel erectors, and they value quality work and a team that has your back both on and off the job site. Apply today at Suizo.com. 40 years strong in business. Suizo Construction. Also, our good friends at Hamilton Telecommunications, bringing you the latest in quality technology and communication services since 1901. Learn more about their residential and business services at HamiltonTel.com. That's HamiltonTel.com. All right, Jake. So we have the number one pass defense in the country, as we know. Opponents are completing about 50% of their passes against us. You look back from guys like Sorsby and everybody we played this year. Every single one of them has had their least amount of yards in a passing game in a passing football game, the game they played us. We are 5 for 5 at holding opposing quarterbacks to season low in passing yards. This Maryland offense, young true freshman quarterback, a guy who's, man, he's dynamic. I tell you what, he's a good player. He's a true freshman. Maryland throws the ball 42 times a game. So it is a team that throws the ball over 40 times a game versus the number one pass defense in the country. It's John Butler, who had the number one pass defense for 5 straight years in the world in the NFL, with the Buffalo Bills as their secondaries coach versus a true freshman. I like that matchup. Now, we've talked about this conversely earlier this week. It goes both ways. We've given up the second most amount of sacks of any team in the entire Big Ten, 12 in the past 2 games in our 2 Big Ten conference games, 12 combined versus Michigan State. They lead the Big Ten in sacks with 19 on the season. They're top 5 in the country. So, tomato, potato. What they do well, we haven't done great at getting after quarterback, protecting the quarterback. What they want to do, we're great at stopping. They want to throw the ball, we're great at stopping the throw. So it's going to be a key matchups right there. We're not great in the red zone. They're great on red zone defense. They're terrible on third down offense, last in the Big Ten, just like they're last in the Big Ten when it comes to rushing offense. We're amongst the best in the country in third down defense. They're number 1 in the Big Ten in turnover margin. We're number 2 in the Big Ten in turnover margin at +6 on the season. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out because there's so many factors that are going to play into this. You look at the quarterback comparison head-to-head directly. Dylan Raiola's thrown for 1,331 yards, a 74.2% completion percentage, 12 touchdowns to 2 interceptions, pretty good TD to interception ratio. All right, Maryland's young quarterback, 1,257 yards passing, 60.1 completion percentage, 9 touchdowns, 2 INTs. It has been pointed out to me that a lot of those sacks and a lot of those passing yards came against whatever you want to call their non-conference slate, not hard. You know, at least we had Cincinnati, which at the time was like, we don't have the toughest non-conference slate. Now they're starting to look like a pretty decent team. I'm not going to sit here and pound the table for Akron and Houston Christian with all due respect. But people have pointed out that the sack numbers have dropped, although it's been 9 in their 2 conference games that they played Maryland. But they've dropped versus the initial 3 games, which they still had 10-3, 9-2. It hasn't dropped that much. And actually, sacks per game, I feel like it went up, especially when they mollywop Wisconsin. I hope we curb stomp them. I hope we beat them good. I hope we beat them by double digits. I feel decent about the win. I don't feel decent at all about, hey, we're just going to roll up there and absolutely truck them, although we could. But I'm certainly not going to predict that. All right, special teams, as we know, has been a phenomenal edge for Nebraska so far this year. We have 3 block kicks on the season in 5 games so far, 2 punts and a field goal. A field goal attempt. That was Riley Van Poppel. Jameer Khan has the 2 blocked punts. We have a plus 263-yard advantage when it comes to punt returns versus punt coverage unit. We've returned the ball 263 total yards and our punt returns so far this season. We've allowed a net -1 when teams try to return punts against us. We've only had 1 team that even tried to return it against us. Archie Wilson is great at directional kicking, pinning the opponents deep. I think 9 times this year he's pinned opponents inside their 20-yard line. They don't even get a chance to return it. Only 1 return so far this year for -1 yard. All right. Kyle Cunanan, 27 of 27 on PAT, 7 of 8 on field goal attempts. so far this year. And I am looking at a graphic. I wasn't even close. 12 of 20 of Archie Wilson's punts on the season have landed inside the opponent's 20-yard line. And we are 13th nationally in average yards per punt return as well. The most since DeMornay Pearsonell in 2014. That's 11 years. That's a long time. But I'm glad we're kind of getting back to doing something we used to be pretty good at for a long time, and we seem to be getting good at it again, and that is being a threat in the return game. Williams Nwaneri is a guy who's starting to emerge. I said multiple times in the offseason to go to our pass rush. He had 1.5 sacks last week versus Michigan State. We had the defensive player of the week in the Big Ten in Deshaun Singleton. But he's a guy who's starting to emerge. I said all offseason, he's got the talent right now. He's got the talent right now to be all Big Ten. He's also got the potential to be a guy who doesn't play much. Simply because he was so raw, so talented, so inexperienced. The sky was high, the floor was low for this first season. Didn't know. One of the things you wonder about is the effort. How quickly does everything click up top? But what about the effort? Does he play hard? Is he lazy? What's he do? The dude plays like his hair is on fire. You watch him, he plays as hard as anybody on the field. I would say guys like Deshaun, guys like Dawson, Williams, Nwaneri, those are the guys who kind of stand out to me. They're just, their entire head is on fire, running all over the place, trying to make plays on the field. All right, you look at the defensive line grades from the Michigan State game and how that might project going forward into the Maryland game, according to our good and trusted buddies at Pro Football Focus, right? Yeah, that's right. They told me Santa was real. Should I believe him?
No comment.
Does your son listen to the show?
He might be listening.
Okay. Santa's real. All right. I have one left out of 6. One believer left.
Oh, do you?
I have one.
Nice.
I think last year was the last year, though.
Oh, you think it's not going to make it till this year?
There was a lot of questions last year, and we wanted to eke out one more year, mostly because we're sentimental, mom and dad, and it's our last one.
Yeah.
It's our once she doesn't believe, it's over. Yeah. I think last year was the last year. There was a lot of questions that I successfully ducked. I don't know if I can continue to duck them. All right, back to the topic at hand. When it comes to team defensive line grades versus Michigan State, again, Pro Football Focus, our good and trusted buddies. The run defense, Williams Nwaneri graded out at 73.7, which was first on the D-line. Pass rush, Nwaneri, 73.6, first on the D-line. Tackling, Nwaneri, 76.5, which is first on the D-line. Overall, his grade was 74.7, which was also first on the D-line. Hence why he's in a black shirt now. If you weren't aware of that, he's earned it. 6 quarterback pressures, 5 tackles, and again, 1.5, 1.5 sacks. Nobody says 1.5 when you're talking about sacks. All right, you look at this. We win versus Maryland. To me, this is the game within the game. I've said this before. I'm going to reiterate it quickly. We have the talent composite ranking advantage. Like, we're the more talented team. We are. I had a Maryland fan come at me online where everything is truth, knowledge, and fact-based and goes, how can you say it's not even close? I said, look, it's not even close. We also have the coaching experience edge. And then I followed up by saying, I also have no idea if we're going to win the game. I think the process to finding out who the actual better football team is, which is the team that scores at least one more point than the other team on the field, I think that's actually going to be very close. The game within the game. Can we get them off the field on third downs? Can we capitalize when we get in the red zone and score? Can we win the turnover battle? That may be as big a thing as anything else, because to this point this year, both teams have successfully navigated the turnover department. Hence why both teams are 4-1. Neither team has just ran through either one of their schedules, barring a couple of non-conference games. Maryland's ran through theirs a little bit more than we've ran through ours, but ours is a little bit tougher as well. Like, the turnover department could be a huge factor in this game. I still think it comes down to the biggest thing for us, protecting Dylan Raiola. The biggest thing for Maryland, if you don't even want to try to run the football, 93 yards a game. I mean, I've complained about our rushing yards. Theirs is even lower, and they're dead last in the Big Ten in rushing on offense. They don't even want to try to run. If you're going to rely on a true freshman quarterback and you're going to go against the number one pass defense in the country, whether we end the season number one in the country or not, I don't know, but it's an elite pass defense. That's their key matchup. Can we protect our quarterback? Can their quarterback successfully navigate passing the ball? Unless they all of a sudden want to try to run the ball, which Could happen. We are 101st in the country in stopping the run, albeit much improved last week. Can you do it consistently? Those are the big matchups along with turnovers. Then you got the game within the game, red zone, third downs, things of that nature. He's not like a dual threat quarterback. Malik Washington, their true freshman quarterback, but he can make plays with his legs. If I were to throw one more thing out there, we have not successfully navigated containing a quarterback that can make plays with their legs yet. Aiden Childs, 2 rushing touchdowns. Bryce Underwood, a rushing touchdown. Sorsby, he did what Sorsby does, and he did it to us a little bit with his legs too. Almost 100 yards rushing, the Cincinnati quarterback. So the question is, Malik doesn't run as much as any of those guys, but he can. How can we handle that? All this game within the game this week. Because if you just look at the talent composite ranking, it's us. If you look at the coaching experience, it's us. You factor in the road trip. You factor in the first road game of the season. I had a fan come at me, and they're like, why are you even acting like it's going to be close? I was like, they're like, it's Maryland. I was like, do you remember what happened the last time we played Maryland? They're like, no. 13-10 in Lincoln. They won. Just FYI. Just don't act like it's a given. I feel like it should be, with all due respect. This is a Maryland team that was one of the worst teams in the Big Ten last year. They were destroyed by the transfer portal. They're starting a true freshman quarterback, and somehow they're better. Like, it's fair to say that they are legit better. I don't know how they did it. Props to them. I want to study what they did last offseason, this upcoming offseason. And then I'll write a memo, and he can print it out and throw it away or delete the email instead of going through the process of printing out and throw it away. That would be just if you wanted to make a point to me. My point is, this is not a gimme, even though we could easily win by double digits. Jake, what do you got, my friend? Now, we're going to give our predictions at the end, along with pick all the top college football games for this weekend, as always, okay? And we're gonna wait to give our actual prediction until the end. And think about this. If Nebraska does win, we're 5-1. Think about that, Jake. We're 5-1. An absolute worst case scenario at the end of October. Unless we won a Penn State and UCLA, this bad boy, when we host Northwestern, is 6-2. And 7-1 becomes insanely realistic. But let's start with, will Nebraska be 5-1 on Saturday night? What's your keys, your breakdown? We'll give our prediction at the end.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Again, remember, this is Nebraska's first true road game. So, that might bother Nebraska a little bit. Maryland's been pretty good in first quarters, so maybe a slower start, a possibility for the Huskers as well. But I think Maryland needs to channel their inner Biff Poggi and run their quarterback a little bit more this week. He's a guy that, as you mentioned, he can make plays with his legs, but prefers to do it with his arms. So a lot of times scrambling to kind of wait to get guys open. Remember, Biff Poggi went in there with Michigan and said, hey, let's run this guy, Bryce Underwood. And, of course, it's worked a little bit since then for the Wolverines. Interesting to see what they'll do against USC this week. That's what I would do if I'm kind of on Maryland's side. And if you listen to their press conference leading into the week, their head coach was talking about, maybe we need to try to do what Nebraska doesn't do well, which is run the ball a little bit more. It could be rain kind of factoring in. So both these teams, we'll see how they react to that. Could make for, in a close game, a wet ball can certainly slide things one way or the other. I feel pretty confident about this game. It's interesting. I think it's maybe just the fact Nebraska won last week, found a way to kind of gut one out that maybe otherwise in the last several years would have somehow gone off the rails. Nebraska was able to win that one. As the week kind of goes on, I think I feel more confidence. The one question that you do have, again, is pass protection. Maryland does have, that's where they do particularly play some pretty good ball, is getting to the quarterback, and Nebraska's had that problem. So I think you're going to see a few drives stall, come up stalled because of that. But I think Nebraska's just got more horses in the stable to make those big plays. We'll see. It could be big again from Isaiah Hunter with one or two shoes, but certainly Ja'Cory Barney, Emmett Johnson. I feel like those guys can make the difference in this type of game. Again, but I'm very intrigued too to see how much the rain does factor into it, or the weather, whether that might be, if there's actual rainfall or not. Because both these teams have said in the past, have said even in this game week, like I was saying about Mike Loxley, hey, maybe we can run the ball more. I don't trust him. I don't trust Pep Hamilton over there at Maryland, and I don't trust Dane Holgorsen over here at Nebraska. Though Nebraska's closer to a 50-50 run-pass balance this season than people would expect. Maryland is not. So I think this could be a thing. And Dana Holgerson just said, heading into Michigan State week, I'm not going to do something that's not working. I'm not going to give the ball, to Emmett up the middle just to say we're running the ball. I'm going to get my playmakers the ball one way or the other. So I think if weather is a factor, it could become to, which coach can call the best game for their team as well.
If weather does become a factor, they don't want to run the ball. We haven't done it successfully recently. And again, sack yards factor in. Emmett's actually averaging over 6 yards per rush. They're top 25 in stopping the run in the country, 24th. We're 101st. So we're better at running the ball than they are. They're better at stopping the run than we are. So that would be interesting if weather does play a factor. You watch Kenny Dillingham with Arizona State this week. By the way, you told me Jeff Sims is going to start.
That's correct.
You said it's his second year at ASU. Their starter is out. Sam Levitz is out. He has 0 pass attempts on the year, 3 carries for like 20-some yards. You told me right before we came on air. So I wish him nothing but the best. That'll be interesting to see what happens. I mean, he's a phenomenal athlete, big arm. Maybe he can put it together. Maybe he can't. 6 year of eligibility. Guys get to play for eternity now. I'm a little jealous, but there you go. If weather becomes a factor, I don't even know who that favors, if I'm being honest with you, because it takes a little bit of the speed and the athleticism out of the equation, which actually might help them. But again, we have the advantage physically. We're also a little bit bigger. I don't know who that favors. That'd be interesting. So you mentioned we throw the ball 57% of the time. All right, run it 43% of the time. And I want to say it's like top 20 in the country. They're top 5 in the country when it comes to pass attempts. Maryland throws the ball on 63% of their snaps. But again, we're only allowing 4.6 yards per pass, the lowest in all of FBS. Okay, combine that with the 31% opponent success rate through the air, and this could be a potential nightmare matchup for Maryland because they are a one-dimensional offense, and they're relying on a kid who was in high school a year ago. I just got to see it to believe it because Michigan State's not a good football team, and in the third quarter, we were behind. I got to see it to believe it. I want to sit here and say it's not going to be close. I hope it's not. I'm going to tell you my prediction. I told you early in the week I was going to predict Maryland. Did I not? Early in the week. Do you remember that?
Yeah, you were
I was going to predict Maryland. I did put out a prediction earlier this week. I'm going to tell you right now I've changed it, and it's a 1-score prediction still. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope we just blow them out the water, but I'm nervous, and I got to see it. We are phenomenal in the first and fourth quarters. The second and third quarter, we're the opposite of phenomenal. And I've got the stats here. I don't even want to read them. I've already talked about 27-9 over the 2 Michigan teams combined the past 2 weeks in the fourth quarter. The first quarter, we also had the advantage. It's not as, since game 1, it's not as drastic. Second and third, it's pretty drastic the opposite direction, especially the third quarter. I think we've only scored once in the third quarter all year. And let's just say other teams have scored multiple times in the third quarter. So the halftime adjustments have gone the way of the opposing coaches, but the fourth quarter has come back and bounced our way. All right. When you look at some of the best defenses in the country, Nebraska's in the top 20, 16.2 points per game that we're allowing. No real reason I'm going to mention this, but Florida State's at 20.8. I don't know why. Cincinnati's at 20.8. Just because they're one of our previous opponents. All right, another former Nebraska quarterback has played a little ball this year, Chuba Purdy. I really like this guy, but he's struggling just a little bit. QBR of 18.8, 1 touchdown, 8 interceptions for the Nevada Wolfpack. They have not been the same since Jay Norvell went to Colorado State, and he hasn't been their head coach. And he was frustrated with the lack of things he had at his disposal, though. They weren't equipping him with what he needed to win there. And so he left, and they have not been the same since. All right, see if I got anything else I want to get to before we get out of here. Nope. Let's head to, here's one last thing. Julian Sainz, and remember, he was the number 1 quarterback the year that Dylan came out. So he's a redshirt freshman. He redshirted at Ohio State. Dylan plays a true freshman. He's a sophomore. He has the highest completion percentage of any quarterback in the country, over 80%, and he's starting to get into some Heisman talks. I don't know if that sustains. You know, they also have the number 1 defense in the country at Ohio State. I mean, it's ridiculous how good they are. I do have their stats. I can chat about them. I don't know if Husker fans are that interested. But if you look at some of the quarterback grades from week 6 last weekend, Julian got an A+, Nico got an A, Luke Altmaier, Nico Iamaleava got an A, Luke Altmaier got an A-. Preston Stone, Northwestern's quarterback, who, by the way, beat UCLA earlier this year, A-. Drew Aller, B+, Desmond Williams, Washington's quarterback, B+, Malik Washington, Maryland's quarterback, B+, Bryce Underwood, B, Dylan Raiola, B, Aiden Childs got a C. He was coming into that game versus us completing over 70% of his passes. Michigan State as a whole completed more than this because their backup came in and actually played well, but Aiden himself completed 39% of his passes versus our defense. All right, we got a whole lot more to talk about. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Drink locally and support local business during Lincoln's Craft Beer Week, October 11th through the 18th. Great beer, cider, distillates, and more are made right here in Lincoln. For more info, visit lincoln.org/beer-week. Brought to you by Visit Lincoln. Remember to enjoy responsibly.
Tune in every Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m. for The Law of Lift with Dr. Lawrence Chatters. Sit back and enjoy listening to Dr. Chatters discuss real stories involving struggle, inspiration, and real-life experiences with special guests and insights. Remember, the higher the pressure, the greater the lift. The Law of Lift with Dr. Lawrence Chatters. Every Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m. right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
This fall, Baumgars has everything you need to get your farm ready for the season. Don't miss Fall Discount Day this Saturday, October 11th, for one day only. Get 17% off regular priced items. That's right, 17% off. From the barn to the backyard, Baumgars has you covered for all your field, farm, and fall fix-ups. Some exclusions apply. See a store associate for details. Baumgars, what you need, when you need it.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Mike Smith, founder of The Bay. Join me every Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. for your weekly Disrupt, where me and local misfits will interrupt your drive time with this week's most interesting stories in sports, entrepreneurship, and culture. So tune in to your weekly Disrupt every Tuesday afternoon on 93.7 The Ticket, where disruption is just a phone call away.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's schwisow.com.
No cravings, no hunger pains, no struggle. Thanks to GLP-1s from Limitless Mail, weight loss is possible. Picture this. Your clothes fit better, your energy's up, your doctor's impressed, and your friends start noticing. Limitless Mail's GLP-1 program is medically monitored and changing men's lives. There's no better time than now to get on board. Lose the weight, better your health, gain your confidence without being hungry. Free consult at limitlessmail.com.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
This is Rick Heyman with Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Sartor Heyman is celebrating 120 years, and you could win big. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram for your chance to win a $120 gift certificate every week. That's right, we're giving away $120 every week as a thank you for being part of our story. Don't miss your chance to treat yourself. Follow Sartor Heyman Jewelers today. Celebrating 120 years. Sartor Heyman, when only the best will do.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
This is the Adam Carricker Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Adam Carricker Show here on 93.7 The Ticket. All right, it's the noon hour, and you know what that means. The Adam Carricker Show is brought to you by our good friends at Mulberry Barbecue. Now with 2 locations, numero dos locaciones. That's proper Spanish there, Jake. Located 11th at Cornhusker and 61st in Apples Way. Both locations are open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Try the burnt-end sandwich, a brisket burrito, barbecue nachos, full slab of ribs, half-smoked chicken, and much, much more, plus incredible size. Get fueled for lunch today or make dinner plans at Mulberry Barbecue. Located 11th at Cornhusker and 61st in Apples Way, just off of Highway 2 by Lowe's. All right, my man. So, Savannah Bananas or Bill Belichick? What do you want to talk about next?
Let's go with the Bananas.
All right, Savannah Bananas, Banana Ball, coming to Memorial Stadium, one of the nation's most iconic stadiums. That's Memorial Stadium, in case you didn't put that together. Will host one of the hottest current sports and entertainment attractions with the Savannah Bananas when they visit Memorial Stadium on Saturday, June 13th, 2026. The game at Memorial Stadium is one of more than 70 stops on the 2026 Banana Ball World Tour announced by the club on Thursday evening. First pitch on June 13th will be at 7 p.m. with the Bananas taking on the Firefighters. The game at Memorial Stadium will be one of 2 Banana games in Lincoln as the team will play at Haymarket Park on Thursday, June 11th. Dude, are you pumped up for this? Are you excited for this?
I'm excited for our friend Kyle Perry to make his return trip home and be able to play in Memorial Stadium. I think it's very interesting. There's a lot of different ways people are looking at it. It is during College World Series opening weekend, so whether you feel that maybe that's stepping on College World Series toes, or maybe you're thinking maybe they're trying to get that out of the out of town visitors to maybe make the trek down to Lincoln. For once they go to Omaha. A lot of LSU fans and different fans, of course, over the years. So it is interesting to see that. I'm also intrigued just to see how many local Husker fans are interested in going. Obviously, they've set this up for Haymarket Park and Memorial Stadium. So I'm intrigued by it. It's not necessarily my cup of tea, but it is widely popular. So I'm excited to see what happens.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Did you ever go to a Harlem Globetrotters game growing up?
I did, yeah. Yep.
They played the Washington Generals.
Yep.
What do you think it was like to play for the Generals? Just get your head beat in every night, look like an idiot, look like a fool. They're mocking you on the mic. It seems real family friendly until you get dunked on and mocked to your face in front of the 2-year-old. Then it's not so family friendly. You ever think of it from the Generals' point of view? I never did either.
I will say this, the Savannah Bananas are not, it is a competitive game. It's not predetermined like that.
I didn't say it was predetermined. Jeez.
I know. I'm just saying it's not like the Harlem Globetrotters win all the time. The Savannah Bananas do not necessarily. They could go and lose at Memorial Stadium.
Ooh. All right. Here's a question for you, because the Globetrotters, every once in a while, they go play like I remember watching them play a ranked Maryland team and beating them by 20 points when I was in high school. Do you think the Bananas, I combined Savannah and Bananas. Do you think the Bananas could beat like LSU, who won the College World? I mean, if you're going to compete at the same time as the College World Series, could you beat the best baseball team in the land last year? Do you think they could beat them?
If they set aside their kind of silliness for a little bit, they might be able to. In full silliness, I think they would maybe kind of struggle. Of course, part of it's not just kind of singing and stuff like that. They adapt the rules changes and stuff, so they have to, playing a normal baseball game, can't steal first in baseball, so they have to adjust a little bit. I don't think they necessarily would win more often than not against some of the top teams in the college baseball.
I love this though. Like, this is awesome. We just had a concert here a couple of summers ago. Obviously, we did Volleyball Day in Nebraska. We're going to see more and more stuff like this. Number one, everybody's looking to generate more revenue because we got to pay the labor force now. No problem with paying the labor force, but like my mama told me when I was growing up, money doesn't just grow on trees, Jake. By the way, I became Bad News Adam in the first segment, and you were Positivity Bach. That was amazing, dude. Although I wasn't Bad News Adam, I was Realistic Character. You like how I got all these weird nicknames that I just make up on the spot?
I'm afraid I've got some
That's what this is all I heard.
We got to use that more often. Play it again. Play it again. We got to use that more often. I forgot about it.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Bad news. Bad news.
All right. You're going to play that before you give your pick later. Does that give away who you're picking? Oh, you kind of might have gave that away the first segment. I tried to keep it in suspense.
I'm going to keep it up there.
Okay, I like it. Maybe you could play it before my pick. Maybe that gives away who my pick is now.
Uh-oh.
All right. So we need more revenue, but also it's just cool. Like, why not? You know it's going to sell out. Over 90,000 people in Memorial Stadium. You know it's going to sell out. I don't want to plant ideas in anybody's head, but I guarantee I'm not the first one to think of this. You could, relatively speaking, charge kind of what you want if you're just purely looking at this from a business aspect. If you're looking at it from a family aspect, maybe a little bit different. But if you're just trying to generate revenue and do cool things, you can charge a decent amount. There's going to be more things at Memorial Stadium because Nebraska fans are that awesome. I didn't even say Husker fans, which are awesome, but Nebraska fans are awesome. In general, people from the state of Nebraska that are fans of sports or just events in general, which is most people I know. I have a relative, by the way, who fell asleep in the middle of the Colorado game my senior year. He never listens to the show, and I could totally out him, and he'd never know. I'm going to go as close as I can to giving away who it is without actually giving it away, because he has a smidge of a temper. I don't think he'd get mad, but he's like, we should be more similar than we are. He's 5'9", I'm 6'6". He has long hair down to his nipples. I do not. He has tattoos all over. I don't. I'm not indicting any of this. I'm explaining the differences. He loves Shakespeare and Hamlet. I fell asleep in high school English class reading Shakespeare and Hamlet. We could not be more different. I'm like, my man, I know you don't like sports. He once asked another member of our family, what's the difference between offense and defense? So this is kind of his world where he comes from, okay? Again, I'm not saying it's bad or good. It is what it is. I'm like, my man. There's 90,000, I think at that point in time, it was like 85,000 screaming people. It's against Colorado. I don't care if you don't know what a football looks like. How do you fall asleep, man? He's like, I was on medication. Well, that's the only thing that makes any freaking sense. All right, if you ever hear this, you have my number. Feel free to call and berate me. Or if you see me in person, you can get a stepladder and get in my face and berate me. There. I'm close enough with him to know that I can jab him a little bit and get away with it. So maybe that's a little bit of a hint there. Maybe not. All right. Bill Belichick. You think he regrets becoming a distraction? when he did everything he could to not be a distraction his entire NFL coaching career? All right. Let me get to some of the info on this. I'm going the wrong way here on my notes. Let me go the other way. So I'm going to go through this quickly. Bill Belichick it's been reported, has discussed buyout options with North Carolina's hierarchy and has signed signaled a willingness to trigger his own $1 million buyout if he can find a soft landing with another team or in the media industry, per Ollie Connolly. All right, his coaching staff is not happy. He's been hard to get a hold of. He's been weird in his interactions. This is what's being reported by Mr. Connolly here. And I quote, "The Rats are leaving the ship," end quote, one UNC coach told him. Another UNC coach said, and I quote, "What we've done to these kids is effed up," end quote. That's the players. The players are getting the shaft in all of this. I mean, fans could be mad, but I make a joke, the players get to play forever. Most players only realistically get a start for 1 or 2 years if you actually do get a start. You get a lot of those extra years because you had an injury or whatever, COVID, you had a shortened season. I think we've moved beyond all the COVID years now, but you really only realistically get a year or two, and that's if you get a start to play a lot of games. They're getting the shaft here. One of the injured UNC players, all right, and this does not surprise me at all. I've experienced this. I've seen this. This is what the NFL is. And he brought this to college, and he is the consummate guy of this in the NFL. It's a business. It's a cutthroat business when it comes to Mr. Bill Belichick and anybody in the NFL. All right, it was reported that an injured UNC player was reportedly removed from team activities, had his facility keys taken, and he was told to rehab independently because he, and I quote, "couldn't help the team," end quote. Well, you can't just cut a guy or put him on waivers in college, so I guess this is what you do if you're Bill, reportedly. Multiple reports are alleging that Bill Belichick's first season at UNC has been marked by harsh treatment of players, poor communication, and increasingly toxic, and I quote, "toxic environment," end quote. None of this surprises me. He has no interest in like getting to know you as a person. If you're a player, he's coached in the NFL. What is it, over 40 years? I'm 41. He may have been in the NFL longer than I've been alive. He's been successful, and I know people, without Tom Brady. Well, he still won 2 Super Bowls as a defensive coordinator for the Giants before Tom Brady. So he's got 8, more than any other coach in history. It's not even close. So if you thought he was somehow going to relate to college kids, like, my goodness. And then he tried to relate to one college kid. I don't know if she's still in college, but that's not important. Like, I thought it would last more than a year. Like, I didn't think it would go well. I didn't think it would work. I was genuinely curious. Hey, he's getting paid $10 million a year. Don't get mad at him for making the offer. You know, there were really good coaching candidates who ran from this job because they said, I have no idea who's in charge of this hiring process, and it's insanity. And, of course, UNC wanted Belichick. Another indicator it wasn't going to work was he wasn't approaching it the same way that he did in the NFL, which you have to change to relate to college kids. But, again, he wasn't trying to relate to college kids. He was trying to live out the college days. I don't know if he ever went to college or if he graduated or where he did. I don't know any of that. But he was either trying to live them out because he didn't have them, or he was trying to relive them because he's been very serious for decades and decades with a lot of success. And it wasn't working. I honestly thought it would last longer than this. He is... And, well, I should say this. I'm trying to choose my words carefully because, in my opinion, he's still a great NFL coach and he should be respected. He's done a lot of things that have damaged his credibility. I think some people would see him on the TV if he landed in the media and not be interested. I think most people would because he's still got the knowledge. And if you've been around him, he actually does have a personality. And he can always pull out a Tom Brady story out of his bag, and that's going to go viral, which he does not I want to say all the time, but when he does, it goes viral on X. Like, he will be intriguing to somebody in the media if and when this does come to an end. But North Carolina, their athletic director, who, by the way, did not make this hire, it was not his choice. Why let the AD choose who the football coach is? Because it was insanity. In fact, Bill Belichick, if you wanted to sign this wasn't going to work, he sent a 400-page, I don't know what you want to call it, novel. He sent a 400-page demand book, whatever you want to call it, to the president of UNC of this is what he wanted if he was going to be the head coach. 400 pages. You think he didn't come in thinking he knew how it was going to go and what it was going to take? I don't care what people say. I will stand on this desk and say he's still one of the greatest NFL coaches of all time. Yeah, Tom Brady, I get that. But that was a gigantic sign it wasn't going to go well. But the AD put out the obligatory statement. Bill Belichick is fully committed to UNC. He has the full support of North Carolina athletics and everyone in leadership. You want to know what that translates to, Jake?
What's that mean?
We're screwed and it's over. That's what it really means. All right. What are your thoughts on this before we move on there, Jake?
Yeah, I mean, there's no other way to put it than it's been disastrous there for North Carolina. It's a sideshow. It's a circus, which I don't think many expected necessarily coming in. But that's where they are. Like you said, maybe there were red flags. There were signs that it could go this way. I'm still intrigued. Like you said, usually an athletic department or an athletic director's vote of confidence usually means they're preparing for to make another search. But we'll see. I mean, it's pretty heavily reported this week, and enough to the point that they had to make that statement. But maybe maybe they do stick with them through a little bit longer through was a season. I always say, a first season's always pretty tough, but this is getting very strange. So it depends on like how much of this stuff can kind of fall back. Are there recruiting violations? Are there mistreatment of players? That sort of stuff. That's usually generally more of, okay, fireable offense, get this done in year one. Otherwise, usually you're going to give a coach an opportunity, even if he's massively failing in year one, to build up and see what he did. Otherwise, it makes it look like you had no clue what you were doing to begin with.
Yeah, everyone in the situation looks bad. And why not just wait till the end of year one? Like, why not just get through it? Is it that bad? Like, people hate going to work that much? They just don't want to do it anymore? That's amazing to me. Quick question for you. One of the greatest NFL coaches of all time, one of the greatest college football coaches of all time. I've said it before and I'll say it again, coaching in college and the NFL. While college is more like the NFL than it's ever been from a business sense, when it comes to coaching and relating to college kids, it will always be vastly different. And I will continue to say college football is more like the NFL than it's ever been. But when it comes to who you're actually coaching, the players, there will always be a gap and a divide as to how you coach kids who are becoming men and grown men who are providing for their families. But question for you, one of the greatest NFL coaches of all time, one of the greatest college football coaches of all time, whether you like them, either one of them or not, what season was worse? Bill Belichick in Chapel Hill so far or Urban Meyer in Jacksonville, Jake?
Well, we're going to give Belichick a chance. I think Urban Meyer went 2-11. So at least on that side, I don't think Belichick can even catch that even after year one. He'd be 2-10. So that might be a little bit better, but not by a long shot.
I think it's Belichick. I think it's been a little bit, I'm trying to be nice. It's been a lot more embarrassing. There's been other factors involved. At least we got to like the halfway point of the Jaguars season before this stuff was talked about. We're technically not to the halfway point of college football.
Hey, Belichick hasn't kicked any kickers yet, so.
Well, that's good. I was going to make a he can't kick without tearing a hamstring joke, but I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of things I can't do without tearing a hamstring anymore, so I'm going to leave that one alone. All right, when we come back, ladies and gentlemen, will Nebraska be 5-1 come Saturday night? Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
No cravings, no hunger pains, no struggle. Thanks to GLP-1s from Limitless Mail, weight loss is possible. Picture this. Your clothes fit better, your energy's up, your doctor's impressed, and your friends start noticing. Limitless Mail's GLP-1 program is medically monitored and changing men's lives. There's no better time than now to get on board. Lose the weight, better your health, gain your confidence without being hungry. Free consult at limitlessmail.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Drink locally and support local business during Lincoln's Craft Beer Week, October 11th through the 18th. Great beer, cider, distillates, and more are made right here in Lincoln. For more info, visit lincoln.org/beer-week. Brought to you by Visit Lincoln. Remember to enjoy responsibly.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Are you ready to transform your body and your life in just 10 weeks? At Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, our kickboxing challenge combines heart-pumping cardio, strength training, and proven nutrition coaching to deliver real results. Lose fat, gain strength, and feel more confident than ever. Spots are limited. Don't wait. Join the next Farrell's 10-week challenge starting October 11th and take the first swing towards a healthier, stronger you. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, results, not excuses. Join today, fxblincoln.com. That's fxblincoln.com.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in seasons? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
This is Rick Heyman with Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Sartor Heyman is celebrating 120 years, and you could win big. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram for your chance to win a $120 gift certificate every week. That's right, we're giving away $120 every week as a thank you for being part of our story. Don't miss your chance to treat yourself. Follow Sartor Heyman Jewelers today. Celebrating 120 years. Sartor Heyman, when only the best will do.
Here at Aspen Builders, our company is building more homes today than I thought we would ever build.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
You know, I am just shocked at how strong our market is here in Lincoln and at Aspen Builders. We're probably helping people right now more than ever get into a new home. We've been able to find pieces of ground we can develop affordably and keep our lot prices down a little bit. I think with our volume discounts and our office staff, 35 years of experience, we figure out a plan that's going to work great for you. We make it perfect. We make it fit your price range. All of this is part of the reason we're so busy.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio, video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
This is the Adam Carricker Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, to the Adam Carricker Show here at 93.7 The Ticket. As a former Husker and NFL player, I'm a little bit of a health nut. Hydration and recovery, they start at home. Team up with Culligan of Lincoln. Soft water means better showers, cleaner dishes, and it protects your water heater and appliances. Their high-efficiency softener cuts salt and water usage. For drinking, add a Culligan reverse osmosis. It's bottled quality water right at your tap. Great taste, and it's certified to reduce tough contaminants like lead and PFAs. Right now, get up to $300 off a whole home system or just $9.95 a month for your first 3 months. Schedule your free test at CulliganHuskers.com. Again, that's CulliganHuskers.com. Culligan of Lincoln. Why do you love? Say it with me, Jake. Go. I'm waiting for you. Go. Big Red. There you go. We didn't practice that at all, could you tell? All right. We got to do this is a loaded slate of games this weekend. Real quick, a couple of things before we get into it. Did you know that as of last Tuesday, today, that was the last day without football until November 26th? Were you aware of that?
Terrell's been telling me that. He's excited about that stat.
That's phenomenal. Somebody sent this to me, and I think it's a great idea. I couldn't help but think of the fourth down play where we did the little shovel pass to Luke Lindemeyer versus Michigan. Hey, love Luke. But what about an old tight end delay play to a guy like Henrik Harburg? I haven't seen that yet this year. We got to get the ball in his hands. I'm just saying, he runs past people, he runs over people, and he plays with violence. Not bad for a former quarterback. I like that. All right, a couple other things. I saw this random, I don't know how to put it up on the screen. There, can you see it? Probably not. That's okay. If you're listening, the graphic, it's small. It says better than expected, worse than expected, teams that are doing better and worse this year. Teams like Miami, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, Texas Tech, Indiana, Ole Miss, Missouri, all right, are doing better than expected. There's also a meetings expectations department and then a worse than expectations department. Where do you think Nebraska falls? Better, meeting expectations, or worse than expectations?
I would say meeting expectations.
You nailed it. Alabama, BYU, Ohio State, Nebraska, Iowa State, etc., all doing meeting expectations. All right, not meeting expectations, Texas, Penn State, Notre Dame, Florida, although they did just beat Texas, Boise. Hey, North Carolina's on here. Did you see that one coming? Couldn't see that coming. I just want to throw this out there. We have a 9.3% chance of making the college football playoff. I'm just saying, if you're below 9.3, don't even talk to me. I'm like the hot girl that's too good for you. We're at 9.3. All right. Let's see. The match between Nebraska and Penn State last week averaged 1.05 million viewers on Fox on Friday night. The match's post-game coverage averaged 637,000 viewers, bringing the overall average to 943,000 viewers between the match, the post-match on average. We need to get volleyball on television more often. This won't make Penn State or Texas fans happy, so let's talk about it. Even first-year FBS school, Missouri State. Did you know they were an FBS school this year?
I have been following that a little bit.
You have? I had no freaking idea until I saw this. Even they have a conference win before Texas and Penn State. They should be rated ahead of them. That's all I'm saying. Preseason rankings be damned. Missouri State, top 5. All right. I don't know what their record is, and I just saw the graphic and thought it was interesting because we're poking fun at Texas, and that's always fun. All right. We better get to predicting games. What do we got here, Jake?
All right. Let's start with Alabama, number 8 Alabama at number 14 Missouri. Alabama favored by 2.5.
So here's something you need to let people know. I never know what games we're going to pick.
That's
I
right.
literally am like during the break, Jake, you pick the games. Nebraska, that's the only game I know. Now I can probably figure out that Oregon and Indiana's on here, but I don't actually know. So I'm literally predicting them off the top of my head as we're rolling. All right. Say the game again.
This one is Bama in Missouri.
Oh.
Again, this is number 8 Alabama at Missouri. Tickets $141 to get in. Bama favored by 2.5.
Missouri's being overlooked. I'm going to join that crowd. Bama wins, but it's tight.
I like the way you kind of set that up.
Who you got?
I've got Alabama too. I can't quite go against Missouri. I watched them against Kansas. Kansas is a good squad, but it looked like to me, throughout the majority of that game, that Kansas was the better team. Missouri pulled away late. Anyway, I mean, Alabama lost to Florida State earlier this year, so depends on where you want to land. But I often, my mantra over the last several years is pick Bama. More often than not, you won't be wrong.
Okay, so basically you're Stephen A. Smith. The guy knows nothing about college football, just yells "Roll Tide" and thinks he's right.
Roll Tide.
Oh, gosh. All right, here we go.
Let's go with Indiana, number 7 Indiana at number 3 Oregon. Oregon favored by 7.5, $124 to get in.
This game is not, and Terrell brought this up. This game's not been talked about enough. I think it's because Indiana went up to Ohio State, got mollywopped. They went to Indiana. Actually, one of the closer, I think it was the closest first-round college football playoff game we had, but they were handled. I'm not going to say manhandled. They were handled. Notre Dame was clearly the better team. And I think people expect the same thing to happen again, which is why it's kind of like, okay. I don't want to get excited, and then it's a 2 to 3 touchdown game. This game's not been talked about enough. I think Indiana's better this year than they were last year. Their quarterback, by the way, all right, is the number 1 quarterback in the country when it comes to pro scouts projecting him into the NFL. Fernando Mendoza from Cal. And Oregon is a legit good team. But they have not faced a top 80 pass offense yet. Just think about that. And look who they're about to face. I said all that to say I'm going to take Oregon, but it might be closer than some people think. It might be closer than the experts think. Thank you, Lee Corso.
Yeah, there you go, Lee Corso. I'm going to have to go with Oregon as well. Like you said, they just waiting still to see Indiana maybe against the top dogs. Did beat Penn State, obviously, last week, but are a couple weeks ago, tough to tell if they are a tough dog after losing to UCLA this week. How about Oklahoma, Texas? We got a game earlier this year that you said, depending on who starts at quarterback, John Mateer trending towards starting for Oklahoma as we go into this game. Still, Texas favored by 2.5. $268 to get in. Oklahoma number 6, Texas unranked, but favored by 2.5.
I forgot to mention Big 12 teams. Since the West Coast team started in the conference last year, joined Big 10 teams. Okay, since the West Coast teams joined our conference last year, 12-21 when flying over the Rocky Mountains. 12-21. So that works against Indiana too. I'm going to take Oklahoma mostly this hurts my heart to say it, but I'm going to take Oklahoma because Arch Manning is starting for Texas and he's not playing very well.
I'm taking the Sooners too. I think if John Mateer plays, that's one of the top teams in the country.
The thing that makes me nervous is Texas has got to be so embarrassed right now. They might just come out and pull it off. You know what? No, I can't pick Texas. Oklahoma. I just refuse to pick Texas.
Let's go with number 15, Michigan at USC. USC favored by 2.5.
I'm going to go USC. I think they beat Illinois any other day than when they had to play them at 9 a.m. Pacific time after a late start the previous week. I know, excuses. They're from California, not as tough as us Midwest folks. They're at home hosting Michigan. I'm going with SC.
I'm going with Michigan, so we at least have a difference here. Let's get to our picks for Nebraska and Maryland. I'll let you finish. I predict Nebraska wins 24-14.
Ooh, you got them covering too.
That's right.
So really, I'm changing my score from earlier this week, mostly because I misspoke, to be honest with you. I said 28-21. I meant 27-21 because, yeah, that's right. We make field goals now. We're going to make 2 of them. And special teams is a difference yet again. Nebraska 27. The good guys 27. The other guys 21. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a glorious weekend. Enjoy some college football. Go Big Red Nose. Remember to throw the bone.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
This is your year where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Are you ready to transform your body and your life in just 10 weeks? At Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, our kickboxing challenge combines heart